I mean, I had a meeting with Julie for the pilot, but then again, we sort of talked about it multiple times after we got the pickup, just about the arc and about, because I'm a big timeline person. That's most of my work is spent looking at each scene and the order of the beats and what happens, and then looking at each scene in the episode and how that journey differs and where the high point is and where the resolution is and where it's leading, and then looking at the whole season. That's sort of the bulk of my work. And so what's hard in television is, unlike a film, you don't get that. You don't have the whole. We just got the last 2 episodes within the past few weeks, so you don't have the awareness of what your whole arc is going to be. So talking to her about it, she gave me as many specifics as they had, but things always change. By episode 6, episode 13 is different because logistically, and also a new inspiration comes up, or an actor plays a scene one way and they realize, oh, we need to put something like that here, and so everything changes. But the main arc of my character was sort of intact, and I knew the big points. I knew the main story that was going to happen, and so getting to work on that arc was great. It was everything that I thought it was going to be. But there's always surprises, and there's always episodes that take more out of you than you expect them to. And there's some episodes, like episode 7, I won't say anything about it, but just as a number, is sort of a different energy than some of our other episodes. And it's getting to do something like that was sort of surprising, because I didn't expect to have that in the season. And it's a little bit of a different pace, it's a different feel, and it's exciting to get to sort of stop time for a second and look at this episode that we shot that's so sort of a different energy for my character, and it's nice. I'm being so vague. I'm sorry. But it's there are a lot of moments looking back that were surprises, that were some of my favorite parts to shoot. It's such a hard question to answer without telling you. I'm like trying to give you a nice answer without saying, well, yeah, and then I blow up. I don't have a prime example for you.
We can do one last question, guys.
When you were playing Kai, you got a lot of fast fan feedback because the episodes aired a couple weeks after, and now you're filming an entire season before anybody sees anything. Is that a different feeling for you?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the show is received too. It's such a different demographic, I think, the audience. I think fans of the Vampire Diaries will still, I think they'll love the show because it's good. It is a different feel. It's not sci-fi. It's not sort of that peppy, quippy energy. It's like a real sort of dirty, gritty, dramatic, dark adult show. And so I think it'll be interesting to see who watches it and how they respond, especially on things like social media, because we won't have the same kind of feedback because it's not the same audience. But yeah, that'll be different. And having shot the whole entire thing before we even know when we're airing is very different, as opposed to episodes coming out as you're shooting something. But there's something nice about that. They have more time in post to polish things, and we have more time for reshoots. Like, we could go reshoot stuff from the pilot if we wanted to, because we haven't aired yet. That's kind of a nice thing that you don't get when you're airing as it's coming out. And also, not having the 22 episode format, the story's a little more concise in that it's easier to allow it to have a building momentum to the finale, whereas in 22, that's a lot of hours of television. It's hard to not sort of divert and have like side episodes and ones where fans watch and are like, oh, that wasn't my favorite one, and we're gonna have that. That's every show, but it's nicer to bring it closer together, especially with our show, which is such a limited timeline. Time doesn't fly by. We're not like 2 years in the future. We're not even like a month. So that's kind of different. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see how people respond to it, and hopefully we get some engagement from